my, it's a pretty big fish to fry. It's a pretty big fish to fry. My. Last weekend I barely thought I'd make it out alive. Told myself I'd take time and give the world a try. I was alive. My oh my.
Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, May the 2nd, 2017. You are checking out the Premier Sports and Beer Podcast coming to you from roots in New Jersey, but all over this great country. It's the Turn 2 podcast, the average sports fan's turn to give you their take on what's going on in the world of sports. My name's Jeff. I am joined each and every week by a group of sports fans. Let's go around the horn and figure out who's here tonight. From Whippany, we got Paul.
What's going on, fellas?
Nothing. From Maryland or DC or wherever he's claiming to be from tonight, we've got Yampo.
To nation's capital. Just say it, Jeff. You know you want to say it.
From the nation's capital is Yampo.
Thank you.
From come on up and get your D. It is from Denville. We've got Brett.
You forgot to add girl at the end of that. I said girl.
Was that like G-U-R-L or G-I-R-L?
You know what? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever one's worse, that's the one it was.
I think it was girl, G-U-R-L.
Yeah, it was probably girl.
Wait, can I pretend I'm in Chicago? I can't remember last time we didn't have any representation from the Windy City.
We are lacking in representation from the Windy City tonight.
It's crazy. Are we more Chicago than we are Jersey? No. All right.
No, God, no. That would be crazy.
Why don't you go back home to your strip malls and drink your Zimas and Smirnoff Ices? Oh yeah! The greatest beer in all the
Somebody from the bar.
Yeah, I like cool beverage, yeah. I like cool beverage, yeah. I like cool beverage, yeah. Cause I'm feeling kind of parched. Stick it in the fridge, stick it in the fridge, stick it in the fridge, stick it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge, stick it in the fridge,
All right.
stick it in the fridge.
Let's start it off right. We got to figure out what everybody's drinking tonight to talk stuff up. Quick word of note to those guys that are on the panel right now and to anybody who is listening. There is a link on the bottom of our broadcast here to join in on Facebook Live if you're there. If one of you guys could do me a favor and try to grab what that is and just post it in the comments there, that'd be helpful because it doesn't look so good when I'm talking. You can see it more when Brett talks. When he goes on a diatribe, try to copy that down for me. All right, Brett, let's start with you. What are you drinking tonight, my man?
I am drinking from Bolero Snort, another Jersey brewery. I realized today I've kept it very, very Jersey on this show. Pina Bolada, which is a session ale, pineapple, coconut, key lime, milk, sugar, and vanilla.
Another dessert beer.
Yeah, it tastes like a pina colada. It really does, with a little bit of hops, a little bit of bite to it. What I would assume to be, I have yet to enjoy it, but a very great like outside beach summer beer.
What is it? What's it checking in at?
Session 4.7.
Nice.
Did you have dinner?
There's actually a beer from Maine called Dinner. It's a highly coveted.
He's had that too. Don't worry. Yampo, what are you drinking?
I'm gonna catch so much flack for this, but I had no choice because I don't support alcohol abuse in my household. I am drinking a 2016 Marlboro Grey Rock Sauvignon Blanc. It was opened at a party on Saturday, and I don't want it to go bad, hence the alcohol abuse. So I'm gonna drink some Savi B.
Why don't you go back home to your strip malls and drink your Zimas and Smirnoff Ices? Oh yeah!
How much of that bottle are you going to get down tonight?
The whole fucking thing, guaranteed.
I'm hoping.
We do not waste alcohol in the Yampolsky residence.
No, that would be just foolish. Paulie, what do you got?
You know, we don't have Sean tonight, but he's here in spirit. I got a Miller Lite tonight.
Nice.
You also have a white mic of our version. Where'd you get that?
I'm special.
Racist. I'm rocking Ripple tonight. I got a Cane Ripple session ale, so It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I got a bunch sitting here too for you, Brett. Just still waiting. So
Yeah, just I'll be down there shortly.
I'll probably get up there before you get down there.
I'll hold my breath.
Could you imagine if I showed up to Jeff's door? What would happen?
I'd let
He'd
you
probably
in.
let you in.
I don't think he'd open. I'd be like, "What are you doing here?"
No, I'd let you in. I mean, you're good. You're good for at least 15 minutes. And then I'd be like, "It's a little time."
Yeah.
Your wife would kick me out first.
That's probably true. No lie. Yampa, play the soundbite, man. You were playing it before.
Oh, the pick is in.
The pick is in. We're gonna go rapid fire on this one. I'm legitimately gonna keep some time. So let's go with any big winners we've got in the draft. Anybody want to take some big winners that they have?
So I think if you start off with some big winners, the 49ers right out of the gate. I mean, John Lynch getting it done. Great draft for him. I think he got 17 first-round picks from the Bears, rights to club seats, some Cubs tickets, and a few Lou Malnati's pizzas. So the Bears could trade up one spot and get Trubisky when the Niners had zero intention of drafting a quarterback, period.
I think they were worried about someone jumping them, like the Browns trading up for Trubisky. But I mean, whatever. It was a good haul for the Niners. I agree.
I mean, that was just highway robbery. And someone on the Niners front office played a great poker hand. Well, we're really thinking about getting Trubisky, and we're going to, it's like, that's a hell of a poker face.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah. How do you not? I'm being serious. I don't think this is hyperbole. How do you not get fired as a general manager after that move? Like, you got fleeced, and you got fleeced for Trubisky.
Does he not think he did? I don't know.
Time will tell.
I don't know.
But even owners, like, how do you swing that with ownership? I guess ownership had to support that, right? Like, fully, they were on board with this.
Of course.
Plan, really, because can you live with that as an owner with that kind of move? How bad Chicago's been these past couple of years? I couldn't.
Well, one of the guys I work with is from Chicago, and he loves all Chicago sports, although the Bears are on the bottom of his list. And he said, that move right there is exactly why I hate the Bears. Keeping in the spirit of Jeff's rapid fire. The Cleveland Brownstains. What a first round. What a first round for them. Miles, they got the best player in the draft. They got potentially one of the best athletes in the draft. They got a next year's first round pick from another team. Who else did they get? Oh, they got the tight end, David Juju.
Isn't that
Kajagugu.
Juju?
Yeah, Kajagugu.
Njugugu.
No,
I think I
Juju-
can help with the Njugugu. Njugugu.
Where's Sean when you need him?
I can explain the Pam thing.
And Njoku.
Oh, we got it over early today. Thank God.
Can you think of a better first round? I mean, just take a minute. Look at the Browns' first round. It was insane.
I think they finally got it right. But I said going into the draft, I thought that they were stockpiling picks and they were finally going to get it right.
I mean, couldn't get worse, right?
Yeah,
On
and
paper,
if
it looks like they got it right. You just have to see how it plays out. But yes.
Yeah,
Well,
if you look forward to next year's draft, they have 5 picks in the first 2 rounds. I mean,
This
they're
team-
building it through the draft. I mean,
It's the right way to-
we'll see if they fuck it up. But I mean, all the
Oh, no.
in their hand right now.
When? You mean when?
Yeah, Paul, they're the Browns. They're gonna fuck it up. That's not the issue.
I disagree.
You do?
Yeah, I think now that they've gotten, I think this is it. This is the turn right here. This is like they're playing 9. They had a shitty first 9. They're making the turn. They got a transfusion and a chicken salad sandwich. They're ready for the back 9.
Oh,
This is it.
I could use a transfusion right now. That was a good call.
I could use a good back 9.
No cheese sandwich.
All right. Hold on. The Houston Texans.
Because of the Browns.
I mean,
This
I
was
think
the
they're
pick
going to get them.
I was calling for this last week before the draft.
And you don't even like the draft.
This was the best place for him to fall. I think this is the absolute perfect spot for him.
Yeah, I think it's a really good spot for him. And obviously, the Texans were willing to give up next year's first rounder. So you got to imagine this guy's coming out of the gate starting, not Tom Savage.
You would think, right? You would think.
Well, when you give up what you give up to get a guy like that and you move up, you got to assume he's going to start. Right?
I would think so. I would think so. But
I
then
think
again,
he gives them the best chance to win.
then again, our franchise Paul started Mark Sanchez for a couple of years. So
You were so excited about. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm remiss. No.
boo.
The New York Jets locally. How you feeling about the Adams?
I dig the pick. I think he was. A lot of people had him listed as the like the number 2 overall talent on the board, and they need so much help. But I think the fact that they went 2 safeties, and Paul, maybe you got something to add to it too. I think the fact that they went 2 safeties means that the guys they have on their roster right now, Gilchrist is hurt, but I think it signals the end of Pryor.
Yeah, they. I think they said they're not picking up his 5th-year option, so he'll be gone. I think they drafted 4 defensive backs, so they're obviously trying to rebuild. They're trying to get more physical, play a Todd Bowles type of style defense, and
Which we still have to wait and figure out what it is.
I think you hit the nail on the head, right? They have so many glaring needs. They have so many holes that it's like for them to get a top 5 or a top 3 really talent at the 6th spot, you got to take that and run. His dad won a Super Bowl with Big Blue,
Yeah,
which means nothing to you.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this link out since none of you are.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Hey,
Brett's not talking
Can
during
I-
draft. He's supposed to figure it out.
can I ask 2 serious Jet questions?
Yeah,
No.
Why, do you guys know why did they go safety? Was it because it was such a glaring hole for them? And does that and the second question,
I don't understand
Hold on.
why everybody's so high on Mitch Trubisky. It's really what it is.
that is true.
But hold on a second. Were you
What?
again for the second consecutive?
No, wait,
NFL draft
wait.
talk, you weren't listening.
Wait. The second part of that is, does that signal the end? Like, does that mean Revis? Is he?
God. I was really hoping you weren't going to say Pryor because that would have pushed me.
No.
Go ahead, say it.
No. What does that do for Revis? Is he off that team? Is he cut? Is he
Is he
not
off the
going
island?
to move to safety at all because they just drafted these guys? What's that mean for him?
I don't know, Paul. Try to go with that one.
he's been off the team for a couple months.
Is he?
Yeah,
I don't even know. They
Yeah.
cut him.
yeah, they cut him.
Oh. All right, never mind then. Then that question's irrelevant.
All right. Well, the New York Football Giants. Now, I have to tell you, I was getting rather excited as OJ Howard kept slipping and slipping and slipping, and I was thinking to myself, okay, if this is the guy you want, then you got to go get him. But Jerry Reese has not traded up, nor has he traded back in any of his 6 drafts that he's run. So they went with Ingram out of Ole Miss, which initially I was like, what the hell are they doing? Right? And I was kind of pissed off, and I thought OJ Howard going at 19 and then Bowles going at 20. I was like, okay, so they're going to get, Robinson or Ramczyk, and that's going to be that. But they went with Ingram, and I guess the thought process here is he's another big body. They compare him to Jordan Reed, and he needs to put on maybe 5 to 15 more pounds, and then you got to pick your poison, right? Beckham, Marshall, Ingram, Shepard, and somebody out of the backfield, Perkins or Shane Vereen. So I get that. I guess the thought process is give Flowers another year. They got Ellison from Minnesota, and they're going to kind of use him in a 2 tight end set to help block off the edge, and then you run Ingram out, you split him out, and I don't know. I'm feeling better about it day by day, but I think it was a strange pick for them there.
Didn't they draft some big D lineman too?
They drafted the guy out of Alabama in the 2nd round.
Yeah, that's going to sure up. I mean, that run defense is going to be tough with fucking
Snacks
Snacks in the middle
undrafted.
there.
Well, they just lost Hankins to the Colts, but they had another guy, Jay Bromley, who's going to step up. And I would have gone with Wormley out of Michigan, but they went with I think his name's Tompkins, something like that, out of Bama. But anyway,
You excited about Davis Webb? Is he the heir apparent?
I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm not worried about quarterback.
Right.
I don't
But-
think it should be. I mean, you got a couple years left at Eli, don't you?
I mean, I guess it's because the last, probably 2 to probably 3, right? He'll be 39 in 3 years.
You got 3 years. That's what, 39 or how many helmets is that? 48 helmets.
Yeah, we should probably be fine. We'll just send an email about it later. Don't worry about it.
A lot of signed game.
A lot of signed equipment, Steiner Sports. But the last time the Giants really got the quarterback, they traded up and got Eli, and that they were like 3-13 or 4-12 that year.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've got your backup quarterback on your roster.
Yeah, Geno. I'll take Geno all day.
I don't know why you would draft anybody. I mean, clearly the franchise's future is in good hands with Geno Smith.
Didn't they trade for Eli and not trade up to get him?
They traded for Eli. Like they had a prearranged agreement with San Diego that San Diego would draft him and then they'd swap, which is weird when you think about it, but is what it is.
Well, because Archie said that he wasn't going to play in San Diego.
No, I know what the deal was, but I thought they would have arranged that ahead of time.
But we killed somebody on this podcast like 3 weeks ago because their father said they wouldn't play somewhere else. Whatever.
What did we think about the draft in Philadelphia?
I loved the draft in
Philadelphia. Oh boy.
We got a call.
Oh no, we got a live fish.
Live call in. JP calling, and you got something to talk about the draft real quick?
Yeah.
First time, long time, JP.
It actually works. See, there you go. It actually works. First of all,
that's the plan.
That's
why it's there.
Think about well, there's a huge delay.
Today, JP.
Turn off your radio.
Call it. Today. Okay. Let's come on.
He's got. All right.
That went well.
Let's go to JP and I can't even do it.
Lose the number.
Lose the number. I liked the draft in PA. In Philly. I liked that it was outside. I didn't realize they were doing it outside. Like that was a really cool setup for TV. I mean, it might have been dog shit live. I have no idea.
Yeah, I had a couple friends who were there who said it was a good time, but I thought it was exciting. I thought it was cool how the Philly crowd stayed true to their Philly roots and gave shit to the Giants fans or the Giants pick and the Cowboys pick and the Redskins pick. And it was fun to watch the players in the second round go back at him with Jesse Armstead counting his rings. Brett's counting his rings apparently or hitting the microphone. I don't know what he's doing.
I got some fuzz on my hand. I had to get off.
Critical. Well,
true story. I liked it though. I mean, I'd like to see them do it in more outdoor venues like that, especially with two teams now in LA. I think, and then the Raiders going to Vegas. Can you imagine the outdoor?
Oh my God, how are we not going to that?
How is everybody, every male sports fan in the country not going?
I don't know how you don't go to that. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they'd have to like limit capacity on that somehow.
Where in Vegas could they do it?
I don't know, like out in the desert. Or on the strip. Just start at the top of the strip, close down the whole goddamn strip.
No, but think about it. Who's got a big enough outdoor space that they could do it? They could do it in Caesars.
Or the Bunny Ranch. I've heard.
I'm talking about on the strip, you clown.
Oh. My apologies. Hold on. That's going to put a bow on the draft, but I think next year we should do what I did with my buddies where we all filled out where we thought players were going to go in sequential order. We threw in $20, and if you got the right order, you got 2 points, and if you got the right team, you got a point.
I like that.
I ended up getting a gamble on the draft.
Of course.
Yes, it is.
Of course.
Solid.
And I think we should also do a mock draft where we just go through the panel and pick off the board as if we're the GMs of the team next year. That should be fun. I heard the Sports Junkies doing that, and it was a really good bit. It was fun.
We could. I know that you have no interest in it, but we could play around with that format for basketball.
I love basketball.
Well, let's see.
Who cares?
Your favorite segment and mine.
I love that this is. I'm going to come up with another segment because why not?
It's called Just the Tips.
We have that one. We're gonna come up with one in July when I'm by myself for 4 weeks.
Okay, I like that. I like that. First bullet and who cares? What do you got?
Nick Saban awarded. Is someone peeing? What's going on? Oh God,
We're back.
this is distracting.
JP, we're off the draft though.
Play the draft music.
Wait, hold on. The draft music says.
Wait, what happened? Oh,
There was a huge delay, and it was.
All right, what do you got? What do you got? We'll do one.
all right, hold on.
So, really quick with the draft. I saw an article today in NJ.com. They were talking about how there were 0 arrests in Philadelphia during the draft, and all the Philly fans are patting themselves on the back about how there was no arrests, so on and so forth. And I think to myself, I mean, Philly fans get a bad rap, and I know firsthand from being down there in '95 for the NHL playoffs. You know, where I pretty much had my double jersey torn off my back, that maybe they should stop patting themselves on the back, because there's no way that this is real.
JP, you ever seen that Chris Rock bit where he says, like, you shouldn't get congratulated for the things you should be doing?
Exactly.
Like I pay my child support on time. Yeah, you should be paying your child support on time. You shouldn't be bragging about the fact that there were no arrests. There shouldn't be arrests. Like, that's
Well, and it's probably not true.
No, there should be arrests. Come on.
no, there should not be arrests.
I mean, if I was there, someone would have gotten arrested.
That's all right. Yes, you definitely increase the percentage of possibility of getting
All right,
arrested.
good to know.
And can we talk really quick about the best draft pick I've ever seen, when that guy, I forgot his name, from the Cowboys, was all about I want to thank the Philadelphia Eagle fans for giving me a career, or something like that.
I like that they've got these old school guys come up and making those picks. I think that adds some juice to it. Although Richardson from the he played for a couple days favor, he spelled Jets wrong, which I thought was interesting. He goes, the pick for the Jette. Like, what?
It's
Really?
4 fucking letters.
They needed Fireman Ed to make the pick.
Somebody misspelled Jets.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought JP was going to hang out, but did he just sign himself off?
Nah, he'll probably come back for hockey. So let's jump back in.
Okay. Who cares?
It's like Nicky's first pitch all over again. Go ahead.
Oh my God, who cares? Nick Saban awarded a 3-year extension through 2025. He'll be 73 at the end of that deal. Did he really need an extension? And by the way, wasn't it like $11 million?
Well, here's my question for it, right? Like, why are we giving anybody a 3-year extension whose deal doesn't expire for another 5 years?
I don't know. Can I get that fucking program? God bless.
Ridiculous.
Who cares?
What's he going to be when he retires? Like 70 something?
Oh my God, Brett, you need to get your shit together. You cannot watch other sports while we're podcasting. Fucking cares.
Oh, your boy LeVar Ball.
Ugh, this
he's
fucking guy.
Listen, he's having trouble getting a shoe deal for his kids.
Can't get a shoe deal, but he wants Lonzo's signature shoe to cost in the $200 tier, more than Kevin Durant and just cheaper than LeBron. What? Who does this guy think he is? How many times do I have to? Oh God, here we go.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It's co-branding.
It's not co-branding. It's horse shit, dog shit, asshole shit.
Brett?
It's co-branding.
Brett. Oh God, here we go. It's JP's podcast. He's back.
If our slapdick fucking podcast is talking about this guy every week, I mean, he's staying in the media, so he's doing something right.
Listen. He's playing checkers. I mean, he's playing chess.
Yeah, strike that.
Like
reverse.
Vince Lombardi once said.
Like Vince Lombardi once
Wait,
said.
hold on. Is someone on here taking a piss while they're on the podcast?
I think it's JP's microphone when he calls in. It's freaking. I'm gonna mute. Let's talk about.
He's talking. He's talking. He has no clue. I love watching this is all right.
Talk about Ty Lue, right? He said that coaching the Cavs is, quote, the hardest job by far.
He makes $7 million a year. Jerk off.
We had this conversation about Steve Kerr,
Yeah.
right? Like, I can't imagine that coaching the Cavaliers is the hardest job by far, right?
Oh my God.
Maybe his hardest job, because his other job was like playing in the Lakers.
Maybe it is the hardest job in the league. Because think about it. You don't coach that team. LeBron James coaches that team. You can't do anything that pisses LeBron James off. That's got to stink. Maybe it is the hardest job by far.
I don't know.
I'm laughing at you and the graphic of JP on the screen.
I just have a hard time. Either way,
Who cares?
right? I mean, did we really care what Ty Lue has to say, since he's not even really coaching that team?
Of course not.
Hit us with the last one, Dave.
Ugh, why is there more on here? This is not a who cares to me, but I'm gonna say it just for you,
It's a hockey one, so it's a who cares.
which is bullshit. The Devils winning the draft lottery. They had like a 8% chance or something like that. I think they were 5th, and then they bumped all the way up to 1st. The Dallas Stars made a jump from 8th or 9th, and the Philadelphia Flyers jumped up from 13th to 2nd, which is incredible. I don't know how that happens. And by the way, Arizona, Colorado, the 2 teams that were worse than the Devils this year, must just be left scratching their heads. Like, Colorado had a 15% chance they were going to get it, and they didn't get it.
Yeah, but is there any like
Go ahead, Paul.
big time talent coming out? Is there any like a like a
There's no Connor McDavid. There's no
Yeah, no.
Jack Eichel. There's no,
This year is kind of an off year, which kind of blows for the Devils. But I thought that you and Jeff might have talked before I hopped on, and you were setting me up for a who cares.
No, but my question, because the whole conversation about Covey came up.
Fuck
Right.
Covey.
Yeah.
That's a who fucking cares right there.
Well,
that's why I attached it on.
but
yeah.
here's my question, right? He's 100% property of the Devils, right? So he can't play for another team unless he gets traded if he has come back.
That's correct. They have to sign and trade him.
Wait, but why would they have to sign him? Isn't he under?
Well, they have to re-sign him to an NHL contract. Like the Devils
Yeah.
own his rights, but his contract is null and void.
so
They pay a $250,000 salary cap hit every year for him.
but
they don't
that
owe him.
ridiculous contract that he signed if he decides to come back to the league is not active.
No, they have to negotiate a new contract.
So he has how long? Like how much longer do the Devils own him?
Well, in perfect, I mean,
No, technically they own him for another
hey,
year.
the hockey guy's here.
Technically, they own him for another year. I guess the way that it left off was that he has until I guess a certain age before he becomes an unrestricted free agent. If he comes back in the league, he only has two choices. It's either sign with the Devils or get unanimous approval, including the Devils, to sign with a different team.
Which is never going to happen.
Right, which will never happen because the Devils won't take it.
Right.
Or the third option is, like somebody just mentioned, sign and trade.
So
Um,
hold on. So my question is, that's only for this year though. So next year, he can legitimately enter the league and sign with anybody free of penalty. No.
That is correct. Since he'll never get unanimous approval, he would he'd either have to sit out this year completely or play in the KHL again on like a 1-year deal. and
Why
then
is
he'd have to
Yeah,
come
which
back.
is deals up.
Why is it only this year? Does anybody know that?
It's a stipulation in the contract. I forget how old he is. I think he's 30. What is he, 35 or 36? It's something that the breakdown was it ended at 35. And he's 34 now, so he has one more year, I think, on it.
So it's an age thing. It's not a former contract thing.
Correct. Yeah, it's an age thing that was built into the contract, is what it was. So
This sounds like
he's
someone
jumping in.
cares.
Brett, would you want to see him back in a Devil uniform though?
Who cares? No.
Seriously. Would you? I mean, because
Fuck no.
No way. I'll take him back in a sign and trade. But
He
I'm
was-
not going to take him
he
back.
was like the departure from the Lamoriello way of doing business. Like as far as I was concerned, as soon as they signed that deal, like the dirt was thrown on the way Lamoriello used to run that franchise. Am I off base with that?
You're off base on a lot of things, Jeff.
Am I off base with that?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think.
I mean, in the fact,
JP, go
And
ahead.
the fact
It's your show.
that
No,
Lou
JP,
doesn't
no,
sign-
Brett, hold on.
No, go ahead, Brett.
No,
Go ahead,
JP,
Brett.
go ahead. It's your show. Go for it.
No, I'm answering.
I'm
questions.
kidding. No, I want you on here. He's actually got more stats about hockey
I-
than I
well,
do.
I think Jeff was right. I think it was a major departure, even though Lamoriello was the one who signed that absolutely retarded contract.
Well, that was going in, but wasn't that going into the new stadium?
Yeah, no, it wasn't going into the new arena. I don't think it was a couple years into it. But I don't know. I agree with whoever said I don't want Kovalchuk on the team anymore. I think a sign and trade would be awesome. And quite honestly, I think they should take the number 1 pick and trade it to somebody else. And they have 11 picks in this year's draft.
So in a perfect world, JP,
Yeah.
since you talked a lot of hockey in this segment there, would you be you said you wouldn't want Kovalchuk, you wouldn't want the number 1 pick. So in a perfect world, would you be able to package both of those to get something back for them?
I would try and I mean I got it.
Sucker. Who cares? Oh, amateur hour.
Yeppo's so on guard for that.
When you call in, that's kind of how it happens. You got to get hit with that one.
I'm out.
No, you should stick around. We're gonna do hockey. JP.
Because we're gonna do hockey now. So
Okay.
let's talk a little bit about the conference playoffs that we got right now. Yampa, you
Do
want
you
to?
even know the conferences?
I do, and I've got a little bit to add in, but you lead the way.
All right, so we'll start in the West. We got a great series, Edmonton and Anaheim. Edmonton has jumped out to a 2-0 lead. The Ducks just won Game 3 the other night, so that series is 2-1. They're playing tonight at, I believe, 10:30 again in Edmonton. So we'll see if the Ducks can even that one up. I'm surprised how well the young Oilers are playing, fueled by Connor McDavid, who, God damn it, if it was – I just wish a guy like that was available this year, but what are you going to do? The Blues and the Nashville Preds. Brett, that series is 2-1 too, right? I lost track of that one. Nashville hopped out to a 2-0 lead.
The last I know was Nashville was up 2-0. I don't.
JP?
I think they are. Yeah, I think they're.
I think it's 2-1.
Nashville, I know Nashville won the last game they played, so I know that it's at least 2-0. I actually texted to you right before they scored.
2-1.
Right before they scored that third goal to put the game away in regulation in the last game. They legitimately played probably the best 2 minutes of even strength hockey that I've seen a team play in a long time. They actually, I forget who was calling the game. It wasn't Doc, but whoever was calling the game legitimately said, and this is not a power play. Like they had it set up in the other team's zone for a good 2 minutes and just did whatever they wanted and then capped it off with a goal that put the game out of reach. So
it was probably what's Marv Albert's brother?
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Albert.
But they looked good. I mean, I haven't seen enough of Nashville to know if they are supposed to look that good, but to me, they look like the better team.
Well, Nashville is an interesting team because Peter Laviolette has had that team competitive for the last several years, and before that, Barry Trotz had them competitive before he went to the Caps, but they couldn't get past the second round. The Preds knocked off the Blackhawks, who were the number 1 seed in the West, and they're playing well. If they go up tonight, if they win and go up 3-1, I think they're punching their ticket to the Western Conference Final. I was wrong. The Ducks and Edmonton play tomorrow night. So that's it for the West.
Did they play tonight or no?
What's that?
Do the Eastern Conference teams play tonight?
No.
The Rangers are up 4-1 right now.
Yeah, Rangers are winning right now.
They've now got an East and a West game going. The schedule's kind of changed up a little bit.
Bounced out a little bit.
Yeah, but did you see the goal Connor McDavid scored the other night?
It was
just fucking faked the fuck out of that guy. And
he was like rolling over the top of the circle, threw the brakes on, and then came back and put it top shelf far side.
Yeah,
it was
ridiculous.
Silly. I've given up at least. I probably would have had it. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have had it.
But I'm playing in beer league.
Your glove hand's strong, I heard.
I'm playing in a beer league where the guy who goes to do that move actually falls down, loses the puck, and the puck goes the other way. I just stand there. But we moved to the East. We got Rangers and Ottawa. What an unbelievable game on Saturday. Went to overtime after the Rangers were up 4-2 and then 5-3. Ottawa battled back. The young Frenchman, whose name I'm not even going to try and say, with a hat trick. And hang on. Brett's giggle makes that the best. The Rangers are currently playing Game 3 right now. They're up 4-1. So they got a stranglehold here at the end of 2. We'll see if they can hold on and get back in the series. Anytime you go down 3-0 in a series like this, as you know, in baseball or basketball or hockey, it's very, very rare that you come back. So that would be – I'm pulling for the Sens hard, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
I feel like Henrik didn't look great in the beginning of that series, though.
Yeah, and Craig Anderson stole Game 1. Like I said he could do during the series. He could steal a game or two, and he stole Game 1. I mean, he played out of his mind. But that's what happens. And then the other series,
let's jump to the other series because I have a question for you. But go ahead.
So I know what you want to talk about too. So this town was pretty much ready to go into meltdown mode when the Caps went down 2-0. I mean, they got embarrassed on Saturday at home. They lost 6-2. They looked slow. Holtby got pulled. He played like shit. He gave up 3 goals on 14 shots. That's shit that I do. So, they had to win last night in Pittsburgh. And if you look at the stats, they've lost their last 6 games, including the playoffs in Pittsburgh. So things weren't looking great. And early on, they came out fired up. And then, of course, Sidney Crosby goes down with that hit. And next thing you know, they're up 2-0. And yet, with 2 minutes to go in the game, they played 58 fucking minutes. And then the last 2 minutes, they give up 2 goals with the net empty. I mean, it was just – and what I have to say about that is the first goal that Malkin scored was a great shot. The second goal that went in bounced off a couple guys. And if you're going to get down and block a shot, block the goddamn shot. TJ Oshie, was in the way, but then kind of got out of the way, and then Orpik tried to hit it. It's like, if you're going to take the shot, get in front of the fucking shot. You can't do that to your goalie.
That wouldn't fly on a Tortorella coach team.
Hell no. That's the only thing I agree with him.
Here's my question for the panel, right? I heard this question posed today. I think it might have been on the K show. And and I'm going to change it up a little bit because I don't think it applies. I think there's only one other sport this could possibly apply to, right? So Crosby gets knocked out of the game. He's got a history of concussion issues, game misconduct for the Gilbert that hit him, right? So here's the question.
His name is Niskanen.
Right, the Gilbert. Right. What's his name?
Niskanen.
It doesn't matter what his name.
JP, you get to learn when Jeff goes to ask you a question. Like he'll ask you a question and then he'll ask another one after it. What's that called, Paul?
Listen,
I think they're back to back.
I know belly to belly.
I'm completely off my game because I know how he rolls, and I'm completely missing it right now.
Here's the question is, right? You cross check the guy, you get a game misconduct. Whether it's a dirty hit or not, you can be the judge, right? People have gone both sides of that coin. Bottom line is, he got hit in the head, and the quote unquote possible best player in the sport, one of the two best players in the sport is out for at least the next game. That happens in the NFL. Somebody hits Tom Brady in the head and he's out for the next game in the playoffs. What's the reaction? Is the reaction similar to what this clown's getting?
No, everybody cheers.
Unless they're in New England.
Yeah.
It's the only way anybody else can win a Super Bowl.
But all right, so,
I'm not following the comparison.
Who's comparable to Sidney Crosby in the NFL?
Well, that's a fair comparison. I mean, but I'm not following what you're getting at.
What I'm getting at is nobody seems to be holding this guy seriously accountable for basically taking the best player in hockey out of the game, out of the playoff series.
Are you looking
There's a reason for that.
Are you looking for the Penguins to retaliate? Wasn't he a Penguin? He was a former teammate, right?
Yeah, Niskanen played with the Penguins. But no, what Jeff's, if that's your point, Jeff, let me tell you why that doesn't fly here. Because if you go back and look at that play, the real culprit here is Ovechkin, who two-hands the shit out of Crosby.
Flashes the hell out of him, right?
I agree.
Whacks the shit out of him, right? As he's going to shoot, and then kind of loses his edge, and he starts falling down towards Niskanen, and Niskanen is basically trying to brace. He's reaching out with both hands. It looks like in slow-mo, it looks horrible. But if you watch it in real time, Crosby's kind of off balance, sliding, and keeps slipping and slipping and slipping, and as Niskanen's going to get him, he just falls into his face. I mean, Niskanen is not that kind of player. He doesn't have a history of that kind of stuff. He would never intentionally try and take out Crosby. I think these guys have too much respect for each other as a league and players in that league that they don't do that.
Got to game conduct for it,
especially come playoff time.
Well, I think that was the response
for it.
Listen, when the best player in the league arguably goes down and stays down and has to come out of the game, you're pretty much staring that kind of penalty in the face, no matter who you are.
So okay, so all right, so what's the equivalent penalty in football?
I guess an ejection for an intentional hit to the head, or like launching. I mean, no one really does that in the league either, right? No one's intent is to hurt anybody per se. You don't think?
Yeah.
In college football rules, it would be the ejection for hitting with the crown of the helmet.
The targeting.
Yeah, the targeting rule.
I don't think he's going to get suspended. I think, Pierre LeBrun, who covers the league, who used to cover the league for ESPN, but was one of the 100 unlucky fellows, which is a shame.
You should give him a call.
I will. I'll see if I can get him on. I'm sure he'll be like, go fuck yourself, Yampo. How many subscribers do you have? He's done a little poll of, he got up to like 23 GMs. Only 7 of them thought that Niskanen should be suspended. I mean, listen, I know Crosby's out, but I bet you if you asked any player on the Caps, they don't want to win this series without Crosby in the lineup. I'll tell you that right now.
And the other thing is really at the end of the day, if they were going to suspend somebody, the person to suspend is Ovechkin, and they would never, ever even consider doing that. It wouldn't have mattered what he did.
Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it one more time, Jeff, later, and watch Ovechkin two-hand the shit out of Crosby with a stick. All right, NHL. I think the Caps, pending, obviously this is no brilliant analysis, but they need to continue to force the play on the other end of the ice in the attack zone. Holtby needs to have another game like he did the other night. He can't play like he did in games 1 and 2. If they can even it up at 2-2, I think we're in for a 7-game series. If they don't, I think it's over in 6. And I think the Rangers are probably, they win tonight. I think Ottawa can wrap that up in 7.
All right.
Yeah, with the Rangers, anybody who's followed the Rangers the last couple of years will probably tell you that coming into Game 3 down 2-0, you could have almost bet the house that they were gonna win this game going away. The question is going to be Game 4 is if they can tie the series up. If they can't get to 2-2, they're pretty much all but finished.
All right, let's go to hoops. Very quickly, make a transition. I don't know what all that noise.
Sounds like JP's having a great time there.
Let's go quickly to basketball. I don't have much to touch on. I don't know if any of you have.
I do, actually.
You got Washington and Boston. Boston up 1-0 after Isaiah Thomas just having a really, really interesting rough stretch.
He's having a rough go, man. Otto Porter took out his tooth.
But he's playing lights out. So he's doing exactly what a number 1 seed should do. I think that series is going to be a lot of fun between him and Wall. I think it's going to be an enjoyable series to watch. They got
John Wall's been awesome.
Yeah, he's really
dude. John Wall and Beal have been phenomenal. Can I ask a question? I was watching a little bit of that game. It was 16-0 right out of the gate, right? And I was like, change the channel, right? Casual fan gone.
Right.
I come back a little later and the Celtics are winning. I'm like, I mean, I get it. I know you go on big runs, but you hop out to a 16-point lead. You'd think I mean, I guess it's early.
Nah, it's basketball.
I mean, I guess it's football, like the Super Bowl.
It happens all the time, though. So basketball's so confusing. Like, you're like, oh, they're up 29. You, like, go get a glass of water. You come back. You're like, well, how's it a 4-point game?
When was the last time you got up from the couch to get water?
Fair. That's a fair enough.
I mean, I might have to get up to go get another bottle of Savi B because this one's killed.
Nice. No, but I mean, from a coaching perspective, on even the high school level, that happens. I mean, like it's really difficult to decide when you're going to pull your guys because no lead is safe. Just basketball is a game of runs, man. Like you could be up. Like I remember I was coaching one game. We were in the county semifinal game. We were down 28 going into the fourth quarter. We lost the game by 3. I mean,
it happens in like every basketball game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not a great thing. I was watching it casually. I'm like, oh, it's the Wizards, the local team. I'll watch it, whatever. I was at the game earlier when my podcast friends gave me poor betting information. So here they are again. But that series, the home team has won every game in that matchup this year.
Yeah, and then they do say that their series doesn't start until the home team actually loses a game at home. So we'll see. The other side on the East, you got the Cavs and the Raptors. This is going to be no contest. I think LeBron is just going to carry them through that.
You were down on that in the podcast. I'm surprised.
Down on.
I mean, I agree with you though. I do agree that the Cavs are going to roll.
I am. I'm
too much firepower. I mean, they still don't play D, but that's not gonna show up until the finals.
Until they face the Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to show up against Toronto. You know what I mean?
No.
They don't have enough firepower.
They're just too good. They're too.
I mean, I have to say, as someone who just watched some of the highlights, it just looks like LeBron has basically just been like, okay, it's time to play basketball. He's telling guys to throw the ball off the glass. He's joking around, grabbing a beer off the courtside waitress's thing. It was he was having fun. He was like, see, this is what we do. It's like he flipped the switch.
Yeah, but it'll only work against a team like Toronto.
Yeah, but Toronto's not a bad team. They were in the Eastern Conference final last year. It's not like haven't been in the playoffs. Like the Wizards haven't proven shit.
The Wizards, I think, are going to be a tougher matchup for the Cavs than Toronto would. Okay. But my point isn't that. My point isn't even in the Eastern Conference. You can do that now, and his greatness can shine through. But then when you get to the point where you're playing against a team that's either that's won a championship. Well, a team that's won a championship. You got San Antonio and Golden State on the other side that I think are going to be the team that you're going to see. Although, let's jump over to the West.
No, I wouldn't. Not so fast on that. I think
let's jump over to the West. I mean,
not so fast, Pat Sajak.
You smacked the crap out of San Antonio the other night.
Yeah, and it's never good. That's what I wanted to hit on, Paul. Glad you brought that up because our MVP keeps winning in the playoffs. So
I'm glad it's 9 o'clock and Brett's up again.
Like I said, we got to start at 8 Central.
All right, good. Yeah, Houston.
He may be your MVP, but the other guy is up for like what is this called now? A super contract or super PAC? What the fuck? You guy can make $213 million, $40
million a year. I just can't wait for those NBA TV deals to end, and then these guys that are making these bloated deals, these $40 million a year deals, are going to have to go back to making like 12.
I want the NBA and ESPN to just fucking bottom out.
If ESPN exists by the time they make this next contract, it might not even be there. But we'll see. So, and then you got Golden State and Utah on the other side. They're playing their first game tonight. I saw that the Golden State guys were unhappy that Utah won the series because they didn't want to go hang out in Utah after they had to play them. They were really hoping that they
Come on.
No nightlife.
no nightlife in Utah. Imagine that. In a Mormon town, there's no nightlife. I don't know. Whatever.
What do you mean whatever? I mean, the Clippers, they're just blow their shit up. It's over.
We kind of touched
Were you
on it.
not listening to that last
Yeah,
week?
no, I talked about it.
attention?
I asked the question, but now I'm like, oh, now they lost game 7. It's over.
I think it's over. We'll wait and see as we get closer to the draft. They actually may, re-sign and trade some of those guys, and we'll see. We'll see what it is. Look, Ballmer is a fun owner. I don't know that he knows anything about basketball, but he's got Doc Rivers at the helm doing, the head coach and the GM stuff.
Can I ask you a question? If the NBA on ESPN goes by the wayside, will we be lucky enough to go back to? This is Marv Albert from the Garden. The fucking worst Marv Albert ever. God fucking damn.
That is some comforting music, though.
Right. Today's matchup: white guys in short shorts versus Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
And jingle.
I hope so. John Tesh wrote that single. I don't know if anybody knew that.
Yeah. Do you know what it's called, though? That's the real question.
I don't, and I just
We're having fun. You're out of here. You don't want to talk about round ball rock?
I don't.
You're a dick.
Paul.
Hold on.
Paul?
Paul.
Sorry, I fall asleep at 9.
Paul, baseball's here.
Paul, when you fall asleep, I start getting running. I ramp up. So
Wait, so do you guys
I'm gonna
want to
give
talk
2
about
minutes.
baseball?
2 minutes
Wait.
on baseball, and then I have to bail. So we're gonna do 2 minutes real quick. Give us the take on the local yokels.
Johnny, the Mets charged to 100. He's not going to be very happy. They lost Syndergaard this week. Cespedes out. They just don't look good. What?
Say it, Ampo. Syndergaard's name.
Syndergaard.
we could
Syndergaard.
spend an hour talking about how bad the Mets botched that.
Get to the chopper, Syndergaard.
He's like hurt, and then try to pitch. Don't take an MRI. Yeah, they botched the whole thing. The team's not going anywhere this year. Right, you want to touch on the Yanks real quick? Kids keep hitting.
Yeah, it's
Veterans
amazing.
doing good, pitching kind of rounding out the back of the rotation. I mean, you got to be happy with Severino and Montgomery, how they're pitching.
Most definitely. Everything about this team is just fun right now. They're fun. The offense, like you said, is clicking. Everybody's contributing. Matt Holliday has been just an underrated, fantastic signing by Brian Cashman in the offseason. Aaron Judge, went deep again tonight. Yanks are up 7-2 going into the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's good because they were on a 2-game losing streak. I was getting nervous.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing. After not losing the division in April,
which is impressive.
You
Can't win it then, though. You can't win it.
You can't, but it says a lot about the expectations now of what this lineup is. And you're right, Paul, about the back of the rotation. I had questions even coming into the season about CC Sabathia, but really he's taken that, I won't say Greg Maddux, but Andy Pettit approach to aging as a pitcher and mixing speeds and hitting locations. He's really been impressive. Severino lights out now. Montgomery's been 95. It's just, hopefully it's a fun summer. The signs are pointing that way. They had a great spring. They rolled it into April. Who knows where they take us even by next week.
Yeah, I feel like Starlin Castro gets kind of lost in the shuffle a little bit. He is phenomenal. He was a great signing.
Interesting about him, you wouldn't
He's
necessarily
young.
pick this up.
He's
And
still young.
Yeah, he's still young. And the past, I'm going to botch the stat a little bit, but it's through their age 26 season. he had of current people in Major League Baseball, he had the third most hits of all time. And I think it was like Trout and Pujols were 1 and 2. He had the third most hits through his age 26 season in Major League Baseball. And that's just underrated because he doesn't have insane power. He's not exceptionally fast, but he just gets hits.
God, Brett, you're so animated about baseball. I love it. Did you hear the post-game interview that he had with Susan Walden? The fuck is Jay Bruce?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Come on, hang on.
I don't know. I think, to be honest, I think if you can get 4th or 5th starter stuff out of Sabathia this year, that's a home run. And with Sanchez coming,
no pun intended.
With Sanchez coming back to this lineup,
that's another thing. Yeah,
just scary.
Doing this all for the first month. Majority without Gregorius and Gary Sanchez, and now Didi's back. And you're right, it's going to be scary if Gary went 2 for 3 tonight in his rehab game with a home run and an RBI double.
Yeah,
So,
you get both those guys back. I mean, 2 people coming back to back,
and a belly to belly. I wasn't gonna miss that one.
No.
I saw you looking for some random
I was looking for another soundbite. God,
soundbite.
I want to be the soundbite guy so bad, but I'm doing it off my phone like a slapdick.
They try to make me go to rehab. I don't know if you knew that.
Thanks, Amy Winehouse.
I said no.
You said,
I guess we know who's got the next spot in the rotation, John. Goodness gracious.
All right, so we'll get more into baseball as baseball's the only game in town. But I
we
think
say that every week.
definitely. Well, it's not the only game in town. There's a lot
we
going
can
on.
finally move off the stupid draft.
How about the Nationals putting up 23 on the Mets the other day? Hey,
Hunter wins.
fucking white man. Right, white man. If you're listening, send me fucking Venmo right now.
He's not listening.
Of course not.
Wrap us up, Yampo. What do you got?
Oh, I got a couple things, but I don't want to be serious about it. So, did you see this story about the New York City man who's flushing the cremated remains of his lifelong friend down ballpark toilets around the country?
No, but I promise I'll do that for you in every hockey.
I mean, if you take Brett's ashes and mine and put them together, just sprinkle them all over, all 32 rings.
God, be a lot of ashes.
This guy's at get it? This guy's at a Flushing, Queens, and he was a plumber. I mean, you couldn't write this shit.
I'm glad you
Pick it up.
Paul, what do you got?
One of the best sporting events of the year coming up on Saturday. Kentucky Derby. I think we should throw a podcast bet down. I don't know anything about these fucking horses, but if you want to pick a name, we will throw some money down.
Wait, what
I
are
will
some
put
of the
it on Yempo. What?
All right, hold on. We got to talk about this.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Kentucky Derby contenders. We're gonna have to agree consensus without even looking at the odds. Oh, here we go.
We're going McCracken, right?
If I had a horse, I would definitely call it Big Earn. Why do you have sugar in your back seat, Mr. McCracken? All right, here we go. Ready?
How about Royal Mo?
Classic Empire. Meh. McCracken. Yeah, I like that. Irish War.
Hey, Francesa, can we finish with the horse talk?
We got the Irish war cry.
You got to your stable fears.
Irish Taproot.
All right, hold on. I'm just gonna pick the ones I like. Practical Joke. All right, Conquest Mo Money. That's definitely Mace owns that horse. Fast and Accurate. The names suck. Hence. Thunder Snow.
What's that?
I'm going with Thunder Snow.
Right, moving on.
1800. Thunder Snow.
I'm going with Kraken. All right, Brad, what do you got? Wrap us up.
I am a fan. Good on the New York Giants for signing Travis Rudolph. I don't know if you guys know about him, but he made headlines a little while back. Him and a bunch of players at Florida State went to a middle school, and he saw a young boy with autism eating alone at lunch, and he sat down and joined them, and they sparked a relationship, and he had the kid over for the draft, and Travis wound up not getting drafted, but the Giants wound up signing him, and so I think I'm a fan of this guy for going out and doing something like that and befriending this kid and giving him a role model in the future. So I'm rooting for him. I hope he makes the team. I hope he does big things. Good on Travis Rudolph.
And his dad just passed away too.
Yes, so unfortunately a couple of weeks ago in West Palm Beach and killed.
You know what? We should talk about the Giants and how they did a good job picking up Travis Rudolph after the draft.
I think that why don't we touch on that next week?
You know what else we should talk about? The Patriots and how they finally made a selection of a grocery bagger who's going to be next year's Super Bowl MVP.
Our thanks to JP for calling in tonight. We appreciate that, for bringing some hockey talk.
First time, long time.
As you watch us on Facebook Live the next couple of weeks, if that becomes your thing, please do that. Make sure you turn your volume down, and we'll be happy to take your call for a little while.
We're going to have to monitor that a little better.
Well, hit us up on social media, Turn 2 Podcast on all socials, and
download us on iTunes.
Share away and download us on iTunes, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Thanks for taking the time, everybody. Until next time, we'll catch you.
Desperandum, dear lady. Across the desert lies the promised land. Goodbye, Mrs. Gloop. Adieu. Auf Wiedersehen. Gesundheit. Farewell.